Who's good, Potato Spin the Leak here, and today's edition is about Destiny. First one? Yep, definitely. I'm thinking about pre-ordering the second, but it depends on if Blizzard stays on the project. You know, Bungie and Blizzard, that'd be a nice little mix. Um, Honestly, this game has a lot going for it, and it has for a while. Even though it's kind of, the Law and Order of video games. You leave and hop back in. By the way, that came from Extra Credit. Check them out if you get the chance. I love them, and they're talking about game theory, history, all that jazz. Uh, Now, as far as the core gameplay, Destiny is a multiplayer game that allows for raids. It's a first-person shoot and loot. There's obviously PvP, the Crucible, all that jazz. There are daily missions, raid bosses. There's a good few DLC expansions, so this game will take up a lot of storage on your PS4, Xbox, whatever the hell it's for. It was definitely a winner in my book, especially when I had someone to play it with. And this game fell short on a few things, unfortunately. But they aren't big deals. Additions never has to be a big deal. It can be one small thing that they could have changed. Now, obviously, a lot of the stuff in the game was actually kind of groundbreaking at the time. All the vehicles, the way you could travel, the way the loading screens worked, how innovative they were, the fact that you could customize it by equipping different ships. It was really nice, and Peter Dinklage voicing the Ghost definitely added on to that. Before he drank and knew things, probably, but, that's kind of beside the point. Actually, we should probably find a way to get Peter Dinklage and Morgan Freeman together to play, I don't know, maybe checkers or Scrabble or something. Just watch that, You can tell it's fairly early. I barely had my first cup of coffee. But, the small things I would change about this game. The lore, you had to go to a completely separate website in order to obtain it. So, a lot of the world building that they were doing fell pretty fucking short. The story narrative was pretty light, which this is a game based mostly off shooting stuff and story narrative. The loot drops aren't significant enough to kind of rectify that. Legendaries were hard to obtain, and most of the time you had to trade weapons or spend real-world money. There was a lot of microtransactions. You want to actually build up the loot drop rate, and possibly have more common drops with a larger inventory. That way, people will keep going. They'll be more interested in that farm. Instead of going straight to the daily mission or saying screw it and going to the Crucible or doing a raid or treasure island or whatever the fuck that they could be doing, they'll be sitting there farming the same boss forever. The level cap was a little low. The light levels kind of fixed it, but what you want to do is kind of make that skyrocket, and maybe for light levels, keep ramping them up by small percentages. People will feel like they're growing a large amount, when they're actually staying close to the same thing. It doesn't really take that much coding to make kind of an increased number generator. It's maybe a couple of blocks. It won't have that much of an effect. But in order to kind of build that up, add passives to some of the gear and weapons. These are all very small, minute details. They're all very... Well, that's kind of a double negative there. But you see what I'm saying. These are all small things that will have enhanced the gameplay and kept people playing it a bit longer, because by now it's pretty much dead. At least I would assume. I hope it's not as dead as Dead Island. Like, there's no online multiplayer period for that, so there's a lot of trophies and achievements that you can't get. What would you add? Would you add a new gun? Would you add a new character? Would you add, like, customizable skins? At least different from what they had. New game modes, anything like that? And keep in mind, we might be expecting this in Destiny 2. Not that, they would watch this video and figure anything out. No, it's that, Blizzard and Bungie might think, hey, we should have done this differently. Let's go ahead and add that. Like and subscribe, keep on keeping on. I'll see you guys in the next video, or stream, whatever. Hopefully I post my Patreon and Facebook links in this. I might not, though. Might not have the time. I'll see you guys around.